Good evening, fellow surfers. This is SectorSurfer Joe from the SectorSurfer Users Group. This evening I'm going to go through this presentation which I gave approximately 1 week ago at the SectorSurfer Users Group here in Northern California. I hope that you enjoy it. This video is not a video on how to use various aspects of SectorSurfer. Rather, it's a video to share with you information as far as what is available at SectorSurfer.com. Please take a moment to pause this video to review our legal disclaimer and also our risk disclosure. Whether you are an investor or a trader, there are three questions that we are always confronted with. First is, where do I invest my money? Today we have many choices, as you well know. We can be in the stock market, selecting stocks or ETFs. We can be in the futures market. We can be in Forex. We can be in NADEX. We can use options. So there's just a variety of possibilities that are available to us. The next question after we do decide where we're going to put our money is, when do we buy? And that's a pretty difficult question, and that's where many of us use fundamentals, or more importantly, technical analysis. And perhaps the most difficult question of all is, when do I sell? This can also be very frustrating, because if we sell too soon, then we become upset, especially if the stock price continues up. And then if we don't sell and the price continues down, we once again can become very frustrated. So knowing when to sell, some people think, and I also, that it's perhaps the most important decision that you're going to have to make. And where do you go to find the answers to these three questions? I'm sure you know the answer. I go to SectorSurfer.com. Hopefully you'll enjoy the ride. So what is SectorSurfer? As we see here, it's a powerful high-performance investment software. It uses various algorithms with instructions and equations to identify trend-following strategies. So it will help us find those strategies, and more importantly, those stocks, mutual funds, or ETFs within a strategy that are following a momentum move. We're looking for a momentum move going up, and we want to select and hold only the leader during a bull market. Thankfully, SectorSurfer will move us to the safety of cash during a bear market. In a few minutes, I'll tell you exactly how SectorSurfer does that. This software has only been available for a short time to subscribers. Previously, it was available only to the big Wall Street firms. So perhaps now the playing field is somewhat more level and gives us an opportunity to make some money along with the big guys. So exactly what do we have to do when we use SectorSurfer? Basically, you pick up to 12 symbols. They could be mutual funds, ETFs, or individual stocks, whatever you like. However, one of the things you will learn that it's best not to mix the three different types of investments. It's best to have a separate strategy for your mutual funds, others for ETFs, and then perhaps even a strategy for individual stocks. You'll learn more about this as you get and become familiar with SectorSurfer software. You then take your 12 symbols, or I should say up to 12 symbols, and type them into a SectorSurfer strategy. You give a name to this grouping of your symbols. We call this a SectorSurfer strategy. SectorSurfer will then alert you when to buy the symbol out of the best symbols that you've identified within your strategy. Also, believe it or not, SectorSurfer will tell you when to sell that symbol. You will be alerted when that symbol starts to lose momentum and another symbol, ETF, mutual fund or individual stock, starts to accelerate. However, one of the things that you'll learn, you need to be patient because many of these could go on for several weeks or even several months before you are notified to switch from one particular symbol to another. When notified, you buy the next symbol, or if the market goes into a correction or starts moving down, you may be alerted by SectorSurfer to move your funds into either cash or a money market. So you follow the directions that you're given by SectorSurfer. Now perhaps you're asking yourself, well, SectorSurfer Joe, where do I go to find some symbols for my strategies? You have several alternatives and options available to you. Look for highly recommended mutual funds, stocks, and exchange-traded funds. Many of your brokers, I know for a fact that Schwab and Fidelity, AmiTrader, and some of the larger brokers, they do have recommended mutual funds for you, and individual ETFs, and also stocks. Within SectorSurfer, you can choose stocks from the Hall of Fame strategies. These are found right there within the SectorSurfer program. You can pick top performers as designated by SectorSurfer based on safety, high returns, reliability, low drawdown, and there are several other factors that you can use to sort and select your top performers. Or you could let SectorSurfer automatically select the best stock, ETF, and mutual fund for you. Now, how do you do this? Well, let's look at the next slide. Within SectorSurfer, there is a quality stocks momentum screener. Based on parameters that are set up, it will go through and automatically screen and then select candidates for you. They will be put into a ranking by the SectorSurfer ranking indicator, or you can sort based upon any of the nomenclature, any of the titles found in these columns. Select what you think is the best. Here's another possibility for selecting good strategies and good symbols. There is a strategy methodology within SectorSurfer. As you notice here, some of these strategies are free, others are premium. Where you see a premium, that means that you must be a paid subscriber to access these various strategies. There are many, many strategies available for us within SectorSurfer. Reading this first paragraph here will give you a perspective on exactly what's happening, what the purpose and intent is for sector rotation strategies. You can select from these groupings. There are free strategies, there are ETFs and mutual funds, the top dog stocks, 401ks, and also the Hall of Fame. We're going to take a look at the Hall of Fame in just a minute. You can select strategies based on income, if you like bond strategies, and asset class strategies. So there's just a wealth of information available to you in the process of selecting your best strategy. Also, within SectorSurfer, there's a Strategy Hall of Fame where there are the best performing and most widely held strategies and stocks, ETFs, and mutual funds. Top performers are available by category, and as you can see here, if you want to look for the best safety strategy, best ETF, best stock strategy, mutual funds, and even an ultra/inverse strategy is selected here. If you don't like these strategies listed here as above, you can also go within each of these categories within the Strategy Hall of Fame and select from approximately 30 or 35 strategies for each category. So you can just scroll down this listing here and find approximately 30-35 strategies that are widely held. Your ultra or inverse strategies, top dogs, ETF, mutual funds, and 30 or 35 safety strategies. So there's a lot to choose from. You will have to gain some experience to select stocks from these applicable strategies or the strategies themselves. But we encourage newbies, people new to the process, not to just automatically select a particular strategy. You'll learn that there's other things that you need to consider and not blindly select a strategy. That will come with time and as you become more knowledgeable and familiar with SectorSurfer. Here's an example of a comprehensive chart that shows you a particular strategy. In other words, here is strategy ETFX43/D. These are the symbols. In this case, there are 12 individual symbols, which are here, shown within this particular strategy. The lines here represent the price action for the identically colored ETF that's shown here to the left. The yellow line is the results generated by following SectorSurfer. The white line is the S&P 500 index. So if you look at all of this spaghetti and these individual price lines, you see by following SectorSurfer and moving from one particular ETF symbol to another based on when notified by SectorSurfer, you will have a consistently higher rate of return than if you stayed in any of the individual ETFs themselves. There's various information as far as risk, your drawdown expectation in a 10-year period, annualized returns, and various score safety criteria and so forth. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the intent of the video is not to tell you exactly how to use all of these various capabilities on the chart, since that is either currently available or will be available in the future in individual videos. So I just wanted to show you an overall chart to get a perspective of what's available for you. SectorSurfer will also notify you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell. So for instance, here on the 31st of January in 2011, it told you to sell IIH and to buy EWY. As you can see from the previous entry, you had entered IIH on May 28th. So you held it from May 28th to January 31st. This column will show you the S&P return over that period of time and strategy return, what you would realize if you had been in SectorSurfer. This is a very interesting column here. For instance, back in 2009, from 2008 to 2009, you would have been in cash. If you had not been in cash, then you moved into EWZ. The S&P had a 26% drawdown, whereas the SectorSurfer strategy gave you a return of 1.8%. You therefore would have avoided the 26% drawdown. And that, of course, was probably based on some growth telling you to go to cash back on June 30th of 2008. These two columns show you the cumulative returns for the S&P 500. In other words, the cum returns were $25,000 if you had put your money in the S&P 500 when this started. That's starting from an initial investment of $10,000, or if you had followed SectorSurfer, you would have had $855,000. So this is a guideline. This is not discrete or specific actual returns. You'll learn more about that as you get into SectorSurfer. A powerful indicator within SectorSurfer is the Storm Guard indicator. Perhaps this one indicator is worth the full price of your subscription. In other words, it pays for the price of admission just using Storm Guard indicator. This is a proprietary algorithm that performs a balance optimization to reduce whipsaw losses and to eliminate major crippling losses. In other words, it alerts you when to move to cash before the storm hits. Basically, you were in the market in this whenever this blue line is above 0. You were out of the market. Storm Guard told you to get out of the market whenever it is below 0. There are a couple instances where you have a small whipsaw here, here, and possibly here. However, this did give you appropriate notifications whereby you would have saved thousands and thousands of dollars if you had followed it. Unfortunately, I did not know about SectorSurfer back in 2008 or 2009. I don't even think it was available. It wasn't available for our use. But if we had it, it would have been great. So this is a wonderful indicator. You basically check out what is the symbol for the indicator. When Storm Guard is above 0, it might be cloudy. You're looking for sunny days or even scorcher days. That's when you're happy. When you get into this area, storms brewing, and you might be alerted to remove your money from your current strategy and go to cash. There's a lot more to learn about Storm Guard. It's a wonderful feature within SectorSurfer. There's a lot of additional information at SectorSurfer under Advanced Topics. Each topic that is addressed in SectorSurfer is explained here in detail to tell you what it is and how to use it. It tells you information about the charts, what's on them and how to use them, investment topics, and also custom strategies. And just recently, about a month ago, SectorSurfer, in particular Scott Judds, created some new advanced options for us. The walk forward backtesting, advanced charting options, and advanced Storm Guard options. You'll learn more about those in a couple months. The information is already available within SectorSurfer, but in the September SectorSurfer Users Group, we're hoping to cover these 3 options in greater detail. There's also available an online SectorSurfer Users Guide. So there's a tremendous amount of information regarding strategies and the strategy charts themselves. So after you become a subscriber, or after you just sign up for a free test run, you'll have access to all of this information, and a lot more will be made clear to you as you review these various documents. There's also a comprehensive retirement calculator whereby you insert certain information regarding any real estate assets, your age and so forth, current financial assets, your allocation before retirement, your savings that you're planning to do, and then the return allocation after retirement. There's a wealth of information here in the calculator, and I think those of you that are probably in your 30s, 40s, or even 50s will find this especially helpful, but those of us that also are either near retirement or in retirement can find this a useful calculator for us. Scott Judd, the president and chief SectorSurfer, is an active participant in our SectorSurfer Users Group. So he has some frequently asked questions at his website, but also periodically members of the users group they do raise questions, and Scott quickly answers those. So we're very pleased with the support that Scott has given to us at our SectorSurfer Users Group. Thank you, Scott. At the SectorSurfer.com website, you will find information pertaining to the various plans that are available to you. There's a totally free strategies where you can sign up and you can have access to 10 free strategies for inclusion into your subscription. The best deal, of course, is this introductory offer plan where you can have access to the active premium strategies from 1 to 10, a maximum of 10 strategies for $30 for 4 months. You can't beat that. Here's the monthly subscription plan, and there's some additional plans there that are addressed, and you can review at the SectorSurfer.com website. You might want to check that out. As I previously mentioned, we do have a free SectorSurfer Users Group. Just go to Google Groups, that's all one word, googlegroups.com, and in the search box type in SectorSurfer, all one word, SectorSurfer, and it'll immediately take you to our SectorSurfer Users Group where you can sign up for free and have access to all of our information. After signing up, you will receive this welcome from SectorSurfer to get you started on what do we do, how do we do it, and what we don't do. So it's a good starting place to begin your research and learning about SectorSurfer. SectorSurfer also has an excellent referral program. So if you would do me the honor of inserting my name, Joe Gruender, when you sign up, even if you sign up for the free subscription, if you'd put me in as the referrer, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. I would encourage you to take the time to go through this information perhaps 2 or 3 times. Look at this video again. I will be posting this video on youtube.com. I do have an Investors Help channel. You can search for Investors Help, or you can search for channel Joe Gruender. We have a variety of videos available, approximately 45 videos I've put up at this time. Scott Judd has agreed to allow me to include, we have approximately 15 or so videos that he has presented and I have taped. We have this one, Why I Use SectorSurfer, I'll be putting up today. There are 3 videos from a couple months ago. I prepared a presentation at our users group on how do you do data mining, and then what you do with this information after you put it in Joe's information vault. How do you use that to find excellent symbols for your future strategies? I do have about 20 videos for Investors Business Daily. Some of us follow the IBD method and strategy, so you might want to check that out. And we'll have several videos that are of interest to investors. Once again, all this is free for you. So all you do is go to youtube.com and type in channel Joe Gruender or Investors Help. It will take you to the various slides that you, various videos that you see here that you can easily select and view at your leisure. Here's a quick look at my Investors Help. This is me, Joe Gruender, and here are some of the videos that you can click on and enjoy and also learn. I want to thank all of the users at our July Users Group for giving me suggestions, and I've incorporated those suggestions into this video. I'm looking forward to meeting many of you at our future, in particular the September Users Group meeting, and seeing you at the SectorSurfer Users Group. So thank you, Scott Judds and the entire SectorSurfer team, for making this information and a powerful piece of software available for our investments. So thank you for viewing this. I hope you enjoy it, and hope to meet you sometime in the future. Take care. This is SectorSurfer Joe saying so long for now.